Hi folks, it's the first day of October. I'm taking you up the ridge, half an hour, 40 minutes hike from where we live, from our homestead. And this ridge is about, I'm guessing, I've never measured it, 1,000 to 2,000 feet above where we live, higher elevation than we are. And we're already at a decent elevation compared to the rest of the province. Although even that said, there's another place here in New Brunswick that's even higher, and that's the highest point. So there's a path. This like whatever that this is that you're seeing, that can be driven on, but it's usually for ATVs because it's pretty rough terrain. And it's sort of a winding, I don't want to say road, it's dirt, but it's not really a road because it's just wide enough for one car. If you have to, you can pull over and let another SUV by, but not really for cars. And from time to time, I will restart the camera and reshoot it because the hike is quite long, and seeing as the battery only lasts an hour, and the hike total walk is, well, if it's 40 minutes up and 40 minutes down, a lot more than an hour long that I have battery for. So I can show you the view from the plateau where we finally get up there, and how it faces the state of Maine. I actually did this very same hike yesterday and I don't know if you can tell, I'm going higher and higher and higher, harder to talk and breathe at the same time. And this is why when I do my exercise videos, I don't talk during it, and I just add the voice over after so I can breathe, and so should you. I've seen other people, instructors on YouTube, try to talk and work out at the same time, and it's just, you're just getting a lot of feedback of heavy breathing. So yeah, it is a gorgeous day, as you can see, a clear day. Yesterday was the same, only a bit warmer. And I can't believe I'm wearing short sleeves and shorts on this day. But here we are. This nice breeze is much welcomed as this hill gets steeper and steeper. It's somewhat gradual, not really coming down on the way back. It almost drops down, cliff-like almost. Not, I'm exaggerating. But, you can see how the road turns, but it's all so beautiful that I don't know at what point to stop the camera. Oh, that's what I was saying yesterday. I shot this whole way. When I got home, it hadn't recorded a thing. So I'm hoping that today, take 2, it is recording. You can see that path going even much higher than where I'm standing. And it's not even the end of it. From there, it's a lot farther that it came up from, we started from. Whew. Gorgeous fall colors. Today I was pulling out the dead tomato plants. Best to do it at times like days like today when it's nice and dry and beautiful. It's a joy to be outside. I have done it later on in other years when it was miserable and cold and wet, and that really becomes a chore that you don't want to do. And with tomato plants and tomato leaves, I don't put them in the compost because I don't know if there's any blight, and I don't want to pass it along to anything else. Okay, I'm going to stop now and redo it soon, restart soon. Hi folks, I'm a few minutes, or I don't know how many feet past where I left you earlier, and we're at a point we're about to make a fork into the road. But before that, I wanted to show you this gorge or ravine on the left side of the road or trail that we're walking. And really, I think it's about 500 feet drop from here, not to where we started, where we started our hike. So, and that's where we came from, but again, you can't really tell because it's just a curve in the road. So here, we're coming to a fork. And from the fork, we probably have just as much of a hike as where we started our climb. All right, the road becomes narrower. Definitely, even two ATVs couldn't pass. I say ATVs, but by that I mean like a side-by-side. And for those of you who don't know what a side-by-side is an ATV is basically like a motorcycle that's wide on four wheels. A side-by-side is also on four wheels, but two people can sit side-by-side in the front. The bigger ones, four people can sit together, and that's I mean, the price goes exponentially higher as you have more passengers. And some even have like a bed, like a flat bed, like a truck would. So they're like cute little things that are not cute in price. They can be, I don't know, $30,000-$40,000 each. And they're quite noisy sometimes. I'm waiting to see if anyone makes an EV of that. See how dark the forest is with the canopy and all the trees, and an occasional light coming through by perhaps a large tree that's down. Look at this beautiful maple. Looks white, but it's yellow, and the contrast of its dark branches. And so this is why forests are so much cooler in the summertime, and people used to take refuge. And perhaps the Black Forest of Germany was aptly named because the sun would rarely get to make its appearance on the forest floor. Just, you see how tiny little patches. Really whimsical. You've seen these beams of light coming through in pictures or whatever. If you've never seen it in person, well, here you are. And then an occasional opened up space here. And all the trees that are around here are really thriving because they get more sunlight. You saw some water collected there. That could be because also it's at the low point of the road, so the water collects from both sides. And the trees, the smarter trees, have learned to take root there. It's all about survival of the fittest here. Really whimsical, winding paths. Lots of sun here. There's a witch's broom there. So yesterday we were here earlier, and I was able to really show you the west point of view. But seeing as we're a few hours later today, the sun might be in our eyes. We'll see what we managed to do. Ooh, I want to show you this. Friend the woodpecker's been here, and now the mushrooms. Gorgeous. There's another low point in the road. You can see how water is collecting from both sides. So we put our buckets and tubs and whatever to collect rainwater. So not that we have a shortage of water in terms of necessarily rain or our aquifer where we've drilled our well, but why not harvest the rainwater that's more temperature to the whatever that we're watering. And so we're supposed to be getting a lot of rain on Saturday, today being Tuesday. So tomorrow I have to remember to empty and or water all the plants that are still out. Basically, if I'm not mistaken, just lettuce, some cilantro, parsley, and dill. Oh, just sage too. Okay, I will stop now and I'll restart soon. Hi all, we're back doing the last leg of the climb. And as you can see, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Forest on this side, on my right. Forest on my left. Of course, these trees are suffering because they're too close. By the way, this is what our homestead looked like. You see how impossible it is to go through, or impassable? Very difficult. If all these branches were up on our side, with all the places that I've taken you, that's what it looks like. And not just that, it would be lots of branches down. You would trip over. I'm not trying to make a down, a Central Park here, but it would be nice if you could walk without tripping in every 2 steps and breaking your neck. And look at that. Almost all of these trees are pretty much dead. And how will you get through this? Anyway, just have a listen while I go up to the plateau. I'll quiet down now. Oh, look at that view. That is southwest direction. If you go directly south, that's where the Atlantic Ocean is. Also to my left, which is east, where also Atlantic Ocean is, in about 3 hours or 3.5 hours. Though it's a completely different topography. It's joined the North America from the time that it was a one big continent, Pangea. So it's more like a North African topography, not in temperature. Don't mistake that for temperature. I'm talking uh, no rolling, fairly flat. The trees are different. We are more of a I don't want to say pine, but evergreen. I hope you can see even with that sun, a boreal forest, whereas they are not. Now, off to the distance, that is the state of Maine that you're looking at. And if you can see the very tallest mountain on it, I can count about 20 um, wind turbines. If you see like sticks sticking out from the ridge of it, that's what they are. Um, you see the pasture there, that's where our Dutch dairy farmer has his dairy farm. He has about 1,000 acres, I think, that he harvests hay off of and mulches it and ferments it to use in the winter for his cows instead of having to buy grain or whatever that's maybe genetically modified. It's not an organic operation. It's just not conventional or typical. I'll let you listen. Okay, I'll stop now and I'll restart it when we start our descent. Okay, we're on our way. We're starting our descent and on our way down. But I want you to listen to this. Okay, not the wind, but what I call the sound of summer. Let's see if I can. These are all raspberry canes. The state of Maine, almost exactly an hour away from us. Okay, I'm going to stop it again and restart it from time to time. Mostly because it's such a drop that I need to be able to actually look at where I'm going. Concentrate more so I don't land on my face. We're about to exit the forest, but look at the view and the contrast between where we are in the dark of the forest and as we enter the bit of a clearing. Not a clearing, but not this densely wooded forest. Wow, look over there. Look at this gorgeous, I don't know what color that is, brownish burgundy color on the bark of this pin cherry. Love it. Look at this sort of a twin tower just by itself in the middle of a field. I mean, this was clear cut 4 or 5 years ago, but